Hi, this is Jana and welcome to my kitchen. I am thinking about Resurrection Sunday weekend that's coming up, and I just brought back memories of as I grew up around this time of year. We had something, it's like it's a meatball, but it's made with ham and ground pork. And so this time of year there's always sales on ham. And so I just wanted to show you, this ham was this big, okay, over to this side to there. And it was on sale for $1.49 a pound. The whole 7 1/4 pound ham cost $10.80. Wow. For this recipe, I'm only using half of it, which brings it down to $5.40. And I have the bone and everything that I put in the freezer from when I cut off. There was a bone in this, and I put it in the freezer to use for ham soup. And so, anyway, so I'm gonna get lots of meals out of that $10. Just think of one trip through Chick-fil-A or Burger King or McDonald's, what you're gonna end up having. So I've got some ground pork in this bowl. And by the way, under every one of my videos, you'll see the word more. Tap that word more, and then up will pop the description box. Under every one of my videos, I write out all of the ingredients that are in my recipe. And that'll help you to find the ingredients you need without me responding to you in case I don't get back to you till the next day or so. I try and get to you as soon as I can. So I've got some ground pork, and then I've got some of that ham that's ground, okay? And I put it in my food processor to get it to look like this. And so I'm going to put this in there, but I want to show you that I cubed up that ham just like this, and I can put it in my food processor. But if you don't have a food processor, that's okay. I'm going to show you what you can do. You can also ask your person at the meat department if they will grind it for you in their grinder, like where you make hamburger, because up north where I grew up, that they make it, it comes out looking just like hamburger meat. And I just want to make sure I get it fine like this. I'm going to pulse it just a couple times in case there's some bigger pieces in there. That looks great. So I'm going to put this in here. Yes, I'm making a big batch because guess why? These freeze beautifully. But if you don't have a food processor, don't worry about it because I'm going to show you what you can do. Move this over to the side just for the Erin and her camera. So I just saved out a piece of the ham, and you just go ahead and grate it. I'm right-handed, so I gotta do it left-handed, but just have a bigger piece of ham. I just took one of them because I'd already weighed out my ham. And so just see how it grates up? Looks just like that, and that'll work just fine. Use the fine part of the grater, and then I'm going to put it in there. That's as easy as it is. Okay, so I'm making a big batch because these go in the freezer and they're really nice. So I'm going to put the regular size batch down below. And so then you're going to put in eggs. I'm making a double batch just so you can probably tell that right now. And then I'm going to put in some fresh breadcrumbs. These are not panko. This is not dried at all, okay? And then I've got some graham cracker crumbs. My bowl is getting small here, but it'll start to condense here in just a second. And then I've got some milk. There was some breadcrumbs in there because I was being messy when I was pouring my breadcrumbs. And just like a meatloaf, I'm not adding any salt. I'm not adding any pepper. I'm not adding anything right now. I know people who do make the ham balls, and they use green, grated green pepper and things like that, which is always an option. Some people put onion in them, but we just kind of keep them just like ham itself. And like if you have a ham dinner, you don't put green pepper and everything in it. So these are something that you can serve. A little bit of ham, a little bit of ground pork makes a lot of servings. So this is a great way if you've got company coming or something that really stretches, or you have a big family. But even if you don't, these freeze beautifully. You can make these meatballs and freeze them on a cookie sheet, and then go back through and pull them out once they're frozen and put them into a Ziploc baggie. And then you can pull out as many as you want to make them. So I've got to get all of that ground pork mixed in with this ground ham. See how fast these are? They really are super easy. And so I'm just going to finish mixing this up. I'm going to rearrange my kitchen and I'm going to get my pan out so I can start making the ham balls and putting them into the baking pan. And then we're going to make the sauce that goes over the top of them. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I just cleaned up my mess a little bit. I've got my handy dandy scooper. And one of the things you want to do, just like everything I always say, when you're doing things like this, you want to make sure that your portions are the same. You can use a quarter or third cup measuring cup, whatever you want to do. You want to use a quarter cup. You can make these any size that you want to. And after you scoop them, just get them nice and smooth on the sides. And you can put them right next to each other. And I'm going to keep doing this and fill up this pan, and then we're going to turn around and I'm going to go to my stove and make the sauce that goes over them. We'll be right back. All right, in this pan I have 1.5 cups of light brown sugar, and now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. And into that dry mustard, we're going to add 1/2 cup of pineapple. This is, you want to use the crushed pineapple. I'm going to add just a little bit more because there's not quite as much liquid in a little bit more than 1/2 cup. How's that? And then you do want to add 1/2 cup of cider, apple cider vinegar. Very important not to use white vinegar in this, just to use an apple cider vinegar. Any kind will do, as long as it's apple cider. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. And as you can see, I've got my ham balls. I'm going to turn this up now. I have my ham balls all measured out, and in a greased pan, I sprayed it with some avocado spray. And then when this comes to a boil, you do not have to use pineapple, crushed pineapple, if you go, oh, yuck, I don't like that. But you know, ham and pork in general is really good with pineapple. And so I like to use pineapple in it, but you do not have to do that. And some people, instead of the pineapple and the water, they use a can of tomato soup. I don't do that. I've never done that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of variations of this recipe that you can do to suit your family and your tastes. And the other thing I was going to say is these are perfect, like after Easter, after Christmas, after whenever you have a Sunday dinner ham, it doesn't matter. If you have leftover ham, fully cooked, you can grate that or put it in your food processor, add the ground pork. Some people even use ground beef instead of the ground pork. So you do it to your family's liking, and that's going to be perfect. So as soon as this comes to a boil, we'll be right back, okay? Okay, welcome back. And as you can see, we've got it to a boil. So I'm going to, got a little gravy ladle here, but use whatever ladle you have. Then I'm just going to spoon this mixture over these ham balls. Like I said, if you don't like pineapple, just use 1/2 cup of water. It's okay. And then I'm going to bake these at 350 degrees. For 1 hour. I'm going to cover them for the first ½ hour, and then I'm going to leave them uncovered, and then I'm going to baste them, you know, a turkey baster or a spoon or whatever, some of this sauce back over it every 10 to 15 minutes. Until they're done. And like I said, my mom always served this with rice, plain and white rice, because then this it's kind of a sweet sour sauce almost that's gone over this. You can imagine the brown sugar, the vinegar, there's your sweet and your sour. I like the fruit of the pineapple, but you don't have to use it. And that ham, it's just a beautiful combination. And up north they sell, like I said, they sell it all together, the ground ham, the ground pork, all is just like, you know, they sell down here, the meatloaf and everything. So now I'm going to cover this, and we will be back in an hour when these are finished. And I'm going to make scalloped corn to go with this. So that'll be another video that'll be on my channel. So I'm going to do that too. That was my dad's favorite holiday vegetable. So I'm going to stick these in the oven and we'll be back in an hour. Welcome back, and the ham balls are now done. You just baste them, and don't forget to uncover them. Set your timer for 30 minutes when you put them in, and then set your timer for every 10 to 15 minutes to baste them. And I have the pineapple so my baster doesn't get all the way full, because it gets little chunks, oops, of pineapple in there. But that's the, as my dad used to say, the gooderest part. My father-in-law said that too. And they are ready to serve. They are so delicious, and a great way to use your leftover ham. So thank you for stopping by my kitchen.